visit the stars at the Adler Planetarium.
Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen at this time, so that we may bring you an ABC after-school special. Stoned.
Here it is, the Baco Tunes podcast with Matt Munoz. Audio brought to you by Chain Cone Clark.
Greetings, Baco Tunes podcast listeners. It's your host, Matt Munoz, back with another bedazzling new episode and another special in-studio guest, singer, songwriter, multimedia creative, and one of my favorite fiercely independent artists currently out there right now doing his thing. It's Andrés. He's got an amazing new album titled Sonny Torres and the Multiverse of Sadness out right now. I know you're going to love it, and we're going to be sharing some tracks off it, talking about it. We're also going to be playing some classics, so you got to listen all the way through to the very, very end to get the full Baco Tunes Andrés experience. So kick back, set your phone to Do Not Disturb, grab your Takis, pop open a cold one, and enjoy. This is Andrés on the Baco Tunes podcast. Well, as you know, I love to promote and put the spotlight on up-and-coming artists, aspiring creatives. Everybody out there in our community is trying to make things happen because myself, as a veteran creative musician in the city of Bakersfield and Kern County, I know the work that goes into it. And, sometimes you just somebody needs to go out there and give that bump. And if you've experienced those, you've gone through those years of I really want people to know about my music and do all this stuff and put on all this, but how do I get it out there? We live in a world of new media where there's so much stuff flooding out. It's easy to get just lost in the mix. So we need to give the bump to those new artists, these artists out there working, these young artists that are putting in the work. And so on that note, I'm so happy and excited to finally have in the studio one of my favorite independent artists, Mr. Andrés Aparicio.
Hey, thanks for having me, Matt.
Yes, it's about time, man. When I saw you walk in the door, I was like, I couldn't believe it. He's actually here. I'm not looking at a music video. Man, you are like Mr. Multimedia. You got so many things going on. How's life treating you, bro?
Pretty good. I would say that definitely the last few years, I've been trying to keep a really tight schedule. So I think that if you perceive that I'm doing all these things, it's because I've been planning them out for a really long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just touring, releasing music, writing music, doing the music videos, and then touring again.
Repeat.
Yeah, over and over again.
Serious. Now, if anybody is out there listening and you are aware of Andrés's music, because you just go by Andrés, that's kind of like your artist name. But I say Aparicio because I'm sure his folks would appreciate that.
Yeah.
But you can go Andrés or Andrés Aparicio. By the end of this interview, you're going to know exactly who I'm talking about. Now, when I was at the Bakersfield, California, writing for the Entertainment, I had a lowdown column. Andrés was one of the artists I love writing about. So many fresh ideas. When I discovered his music, and this was about, he's been involved in the Bakersfield music scene for many, many years, but he wasn't living here anymore at the time that I was kind of rediscovered him as an artist. About 2017, 2018, I started coming across these music videos of this artist, and I can't even remember how I discovered him, but I just did. And it was a video for this music video, and the song was called Self-Aware.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at these music videos. Man, these young artists are really making some slick music videos, and how is this happening? I was getting thrown back to the 80s with MTV and the humor, the dark humor, and everything that was coming out in these videos. And I was like, who is this guy? Oh, okay, kind of did my research as a journalist. It turns out that he was a member of a band called Terra Alive.
Uh-huh.
And so it all made sense. I was like, but he was not the Terra Alive artist anymore. He had come into his own. So reached out to him. We did the first interview, and then I just became an instant fan. I was like, this guy's doing it the way, I think all young artists should be doing it independently. Now I've always classified you as an independent, but I think fiercely independent is more like it because you are kind of like a one-man machine of art and music and everything like that.
Fiercely independent.
Fiercely independent.
I like that.
But you got a new album out.
Uh-huh.
Now, what is the name of the new album?
Sonny Torres and the Multiverse of Sadness.
One of the things I've always loved about the titles of your albums and the projects that you've done, which are, you've got quite a bit. Like I said, the first album I discovered you through was Heroes, Villains, and All That Jazz, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Then you came out with Once Upon a Time in Bakersfield, 2019. Then there was like the pandemic pause.
Yeah.
There was no album in 2020.
Yeah.
Then another new album a year later, Adventures of a DIY Astronaut.
Yeah.
And then now you got, well, then you're just touring and touring all over the place. Touring has always been a big part of your life. How many miles do you think you've logged?
Oh, I don't know. 30,000? I don't know.
And that's first your home base is not Bakersfield anymore. You're born and raised in Bakersfield, right?
Yeah. Well, I was actually born in the Bay Area.
Really?
Yeah. But I grew up in Bakersfield. Like I started living here when I was like 4.
Some of the artists that I've had in here, I was like, some will say, yeah, born and raised in Bakersfield, and some were like, nah, I showed up here because, about the age of 3 or 4, and I was like, how?
Yeah.
Parents work. What high school did you go to?
Stockdale.
Stockdale.
Yeah.
All right. What's the is it Mustangs?
Mustangs, yeah.
No, not too far from here.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to your proms and all that?
I did, yeah. I had a blast.
One of the things I've noticed from your music videos that there's always some sort of kind of like a nostalgic feel to some of the videos.
Yeah.
So what was high school like for you?
High school was so much fun. And it's funny because whenever I talk to other people about high school, like people are like, "Oh, high school sucked. I hated it," and I'm like, "I had a blast." But I think it's because I was so involved in so many different programs that I had so much fun. So like, I was in orchestra, I was in jazz band, and then I was also in theater.
Really?
Yeah.
So what instruments did you play back then?
So I played the stand-up bass. That was like my main instrument growing up, and then playing guitar was like a thing I did for fun at home. But most of my like knowledge came from just playing the stand-up bass and playing in orchestra and jazz band, and then all the theater, that came into play with the music videos.
Really? So you've always been like an art dude.
Yeah,
art
I mean
kid.
that's I think that's why I had so much fun in high school, because like every day I was playing music and acting and stuff. So
I think that's one of the things that when people say, how were you in high school? And you say, were you a nerd? And it's like, no, I was kind of like a creative. I was always involved in all that stuff. Well, the jocks did their thing.
Yeah.
But like all the art kids, we were having fun.
Yeah.
And doing things we probably weren't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But we were enjoying our lives.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
What were you listening to in high school? What kind of music? Because if you're playing the stand-up bass, it's not, I just always assume everybody's listening to punk or something like that.
Yeah, no,
I
was heavily listening to the scene, so like the rock scene. So like Dance Gavin Dance was one of my favorite bands, still is. I still listen to like all the emo stuff, like My Chem, Taking Back Sunday. I think definitely in high school I got more into hip hop and R&B. I was always listening to like Drake and Lil Wayne. But yeah, definitely in high school, I was really listening to all like the screamo, emo stuff coming out at that time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that definitely is reflective in your music. It's I could hear a lot of the different influences, but it's a little funky. I mean, you obviously have a pulse on like what's happening today. I know that I mentioned to you off air, and we had previous guests, the Disassociates. We had Brie Marie and Michael Bonanno. It was revealed that you did the music video for their song "I Don't Wanna."
Yeah, I was stoked to do that. I've done a few videos for a couple other friends, but it's like something that I really want to kind of get into a little bit more, because doing videos kind of comes really easy to me. I just kind of sit there and listen to the song a bunch and come up with some ideas and then look for some sets, and it's just very like fun and easy for me. Like, so
yeah.
I would like to do that like more for bands.
Yeah, and we want everybody, if you're out there listening, you can go to YouTube right now and you could just look up Andrés or Andrés Aparicio. There was ways to find it, but you got to check out his music videos and the things that he's been doing. And I mean, there's live videos. I mean, he actually has a very rich, very kind of like long and fruitful kind of like video component, visual component to the things that he does. So if you like his music, trust me, there's going to be some sort of a video component to it, whether it's a music video about a particular song, but he documents his live shows really well. And you have kind of a rabid fan base, kind of I would say it's kind of a cult fan base. Would you say?
I would say so. I think so. I think cult is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
It's not like I mean, I'm not a household name, but I guess I don't know what the other in betweens of that would be, but cult feels like
you're not at the level of a Swiftie. You don't have those
exactly.
type of fans.
Yeah.
Well, what would you call your fans?
Oh man. I'd call them goons.
Oh, that's a good one. You know.
Nah, I call my friends goons.
Well, everybody who has an Andres, if you started your own fan club, let us know. Reach out to me via the DMs, and then I'll add that to the podcast. Okay, so you got this new album out right now, Sonny Torres and the Multiverse of Sadness. Let's talk about that because you have so much music, but let's focus on your latest. What's the concept for this album?
So the concept was kind of something I'd been playing around for a while, as far as like the multiverse stuff. Mm-hmm. It's kind of long. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I might get a little wordy, but the idea is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with like the multiverse, like in like the comic book world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I've been reading like DC comics for a really long time, and I know like the Marvel movies do it a lot now. But DC comics, I was always reading about like this multiverse idea. And this idea that there's like different versions of different characters, throughout different universes. And I always thought that it would be like a really interesting concept. I guess like for a musical or for like some sort of story, if like this character was trying to find a different version of the girl that got away and see if like it could possibly work out with them in a different universe. And so it was really like an idea for like a musical kind of thing. But then I was like, why not make like a concept record kind of around that theme? And ultimately, it's just like a giant metaphor for dating. Because like when you're dating, you're kind of looking for something in somebody that you may have found in somebody else.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And so this whole multiverse concept is really, again, it's just like a giant metaphor for dating.
And dating is definitely kind of an ongoing thread with a lot of your songs, because I know that, and it's like, and it kind of reflects in some of the music videos and the lyrics. If you're listening to the lyrics, and you do a lot of references for a lot of places around Bakersfield. I know one of the songs you talked about going lengthwise and make Lengthwise Brewery, which is kind of like a long-standing place here in town, and the dating. And do you pull a lot of this from your own relationships?
Yeah, I think that I've always been inspired by just relationships in general, and I've been inspired by movies. I've been inspired by shows. I've been inspired by real life things, and I'm also just inspired by. Just everything, and I definitely try to pull from everything.
How'd you come up with the name Sonny Torres?
Sonny Torres was this character name that I'd come up with like a really long time ago, and I was like, I'm just gonna use that name again. My mom's maiden name is Torres.
Oh,
yeah. And I always thought Sonny was a funny name, so
there's definitely a lot of Sonnies in Chicano.
Yeah,
there's a Sonny.
Yeah, I just thought it was a funny name, so I was like, if I'm gonna come up with a character name for like myself, Sonny Torres sounds funny.
I love it. It's on all the streaming platforms. What's the best way to find your music, and specifically this new album, Sonny Torres and the Multiverse of Sadness?
I think Spotify. I think everyone has Spotify. I think that's the best way to find it. It's also on YouTube and Apple Music.
And Bandcamp.
And Bandcamp. I have like a cult following within my cult following that still listen to my stuff on Bandcamp. So I'm always putting it up there, and I put it up for free as well. So,
but you want to contribute to the artist because you want to help him out so that he can continue to make new music. This stuff costs money, folks.
Yeah.
And so artists, you want to see your best, your favorite artists continue to put out music. Any little bit helps, because I know Bandcamp does great. They do like Bandcamp Fridays, where like all the funds that go into it, or like it's 50%, or you get a percentage goes to the artist, or all the funds go back to the artist, so that they continue to keep these. Because everything from Spotify and Apple and all that, you can't just put these songs up there for free. There's a fee that goes to keep these songs up on these distribution platforms, so they can make sure that you have them on your playlist. But I think right now, with all the music that you have, you can have like multiple types of Andrés mood playlists because you have so much music, which I love the fact that you're able to continue to write and record and produce. Do you use all the same musicians on these records?
For the most part, yeah. Definitely for the first few records, I worked with a friend of mine named Alan Casillas, and he plays in a band called Hail the Sun. And so the first 2 or 3 albums I did, I worked with him mostly. And then the latest records, I worked with another friend of mine named Anthony Razzo and the drummer Justin Conway. And so we've been a very collaborative team where Anthony engineers, produces, digitally edits everything, and then Justin and I, we sit together, figure out the drum parts. He's a really amazing drummer, great writer, and then so it's been very tight group.
Yeah, no, you develop that cohesiveness and that kind of. Do you make it easy on them when you're putting these records together? Because it's your name,
yeah,
on it, but they're the band.
I gotta say, that. Deciding to be like a solo artist has been really great for me because I do really flesh out these songs before I show it to those guys. And, like all the guitar parts are done, all the vocals are done. The idea for a drum part is in there. And it's just kind of like having them help me bring it to a better level, take it to the next level kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's never like, no one's like competing or anything. It's very easygoing, and that's why I love working with them. Yeah. And they're good friends of mine too. So.
Oh, of course, yeah. So you play all the instruments. So you write all the song, and you go, you play this, you play this, bring your flavor, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you don't really have to tell them much. You
no,
just say they already know.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. But yeah, they have great ideas. But I'll track the guitars, I'll track the bass and the vocals, and then Justin will do the drums, and then Anthony is kind of the mastermind in the studio. He's like my Dr. Dre or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it.
Oh yeah, no, you got to have that partner that everybody has that. It's like David Bowie and Brian Eno.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then he comes up with ideas, and it's a very like fun atmosphere. And the idea is just to make a good song and make it sound good.
Yeah. Now was the group that you brought? Because I booked Andrés. Temblor Brewing Company had the show. They do like an annual show called, they would do a show that was kind of like in coordination with the anniversary of one of their beers. So it was like the El Cerrito Fest. So we brought Andrés over. Was that the same group?
Nah, it's actually completely different.
Really?
Group. Yeah. Those guys are all still my friends. But that was the time where I was working with Alan Casillas. So at that time, Alan Casillas was like my Dr. Dre. And he also is a drummer as well. So it's kind of like I always need like a producer and a drummer. And he was a producer and a drummer. So he's still a really great friend of mine. And just at the time, I was working more with him. And then I would just hire my friends to play with me live.
Yeah. What about recording this? Were you doing this at home, or were you going to the studios?
Yeah, we were renting studios. So again, like you were saying, it gets really expensive.
Yeah. So we just renting out a spot and then setting up your recording equipment in like a soundproof box, or were you actually going to a studio?
We were going to studios. With this last album in particular, we kind of took like a year to make it. And Anthony has all these connections with different studios, and we would just go to a studio for like a week, and we'll just work like a week at a time. And so this last album we recorded at Stinson Beach. There's a studio out there that's really cool. It's in the Bay Area. And then Anthony was living in Portland, so we recorded quite a bit of it in Portland.
Wow.
And then there's this other studio out here kind of near Palmdale. It's called Pale Moon Ranch, owned by this guy named Alex Estrada. And we were there for like a while too. And so, yeah, we just kind of picked different studios to work at for like about a week and try to get as much work done as possible. And then in between those studio sessions, like I'll be at home working on more songs or working on more ideas. So when we actually had the studio, we would be as productive as possible.
Wow. So you're traveling all over. Now you're based out of Orange County. Is anything, any studios in Orange County? Or you just, it seems like you're kind of away from there. You're kind of staying away from Orange County.
Oh, so like the cool thing about these studios is they're like in cool locations and they're kind of very remote. And some
like that.
Yeah, sometimes in the past, we've been in some studio situations where we get really distracted by like what's nearby because we like to hang out and have fun. So we were like,
man.
oh, it'd be really cool if we were in a a little bit more remote location. We were kind of forced to buckle down and really get this all done.
I love all this so far. Let's talk about touring, because touring is also a huge component. Not only music videos, not only is the music freaking amazing. I love it. It's very witty. It's very well produced. It sounds amazing. It sounds very indie, which you can't say it's overproduced. It's none of that. It just sounds fucking great. So everybody go out there and find Andrés' music, his new album, Sunny Tours on the Multiverse of Sadness. But let's talk about touring. So touring has always been a big part of your life, and you can't even begin to think of how many miles you've logged.
Yeah.
But what are some of the experiences of touring that you've had? What are some standout moments?
Oh, man.
Because I've never toured. So I always want to know.
Whenever somebody asks me this question, I always think are they trying to hear like a crazy story or like...
Of course. Well, okay, so let's start somewhere. We'll do this in chapters. Okay. So your album comes out, you start booking the tour. Do you start with like the furthest place on the map first and come back, or what?
It depends on whether I'm doing like a support tour or I'm headlining. So usually if I'm headlining the tour, we try to make it make sense where we start in California, go around the country.
Like just a circle?
Yeah, usually it's about a circle. There's some stuff that you want to hit in the middle, but not too much stuff. But it's usually about like a big circle, and then you make your way back to California. So like we may start in LA, make our way back, do the circle, make our way back down from up north, and then maybe the last show would be in Fresno or something.
What's the furthest place you've been on the map?
Boston, maybe?
Boston?
I'm thinking like I haven't really been up to that corner up there. So
New York?
No. So Boston's above New York.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then...
I mean, have you played New York? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I played New York. Yeah.
Okay, so Boston. You've been in Boston, Mass. You've
think,
been up there.
I think that's the furthest I've been, yeah. Or I don't actually... Maybe... now that I'm thinking about it, I can't really tell if Buffalo is higher than Boston. I don't know.
What was colder? Buffalo?
They're both pretty cold. Yeah, and I've been there during some cold times.
Yeah?
Yeah, but there's just like a couple states in that like really upper eastern area that I've just never been to.
Yeah, Maine. You haven't been to Maine.
Exactly.
Yeah, would you like to go over to Maine? Does he think
I think
Maine
so.
would be into it? Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, music is music. Fan bases are fan bases. Well, let's talk about fan bases and the responses. Where are some of the Andrés fan hotspots that you've encountered?
Let's say LA's been great. Orange County's been great. Texas is just great all around. Like anytime we're in San Antonio or Houston.
I've seen some of the photos
really
where the places are packed. And
Yeah.
I'm like, is he opening up for somebody or is he like a solo show? So at this point in your career, are you still doing like the opening slots, or are you just you're doing a little bit of both?
I'm doing So this last tour I just did was mostly a headliner tour, but for 11 out of those, so we did a 5-week tour, and about like a week and a half of those shows, I was actually opening up for a bigger artist, and those shows were great, and it's always great to open up for bigger artists because, you get to promote your music to a new audience kind of thing. But then your own audience wants to come, and then you get to showcase that you have fans like on your own, and then people see that, and then they think, oh, well, maybe we can bring him out on our tour kind of thing. And the whole idea of touring is to expose yourself to new audiences, but also have like the most productive time while you're out there. And that's how like tour packages are built. Like when I headline a show or when I headline a tour, I want to bring out a band that I think can draw people and that I think that we're going to share like the same fan base.
Each other.
Yeah. And it's easy to see that kind of stuff, especially like on Spotify when you see like the fans also like, and then you see like all the bands that your fans also like. And it's really because you guys run in the same circle where you guys are playing the same shows together and you're creating your own scene like that.
Yeah. Well, that's great insight. So what about, what are some of the trends that you've noticed, like now really building your repertoire, building all your music your catalog is built up now. You've got a solid, you don't just have one album. You got 4 full-length albums?
5?
You got 5?
I think I got 5.
Five
yeah.
albums? Okay,
Yeah.
so you got 5 full-length albums, singles, remixes, the whole schmear.
Yeah.
What are some of the trends that you've noticed, like, from when you started out? Because, it's not like, let me see. From, like I said, the first time I discovered you, rediscovered you, and you really kind of came out guns blazing, was Heroes, Villains, and all that jazz, 2018. Here we are 6 years later, heading into 2024. The latest album just came out in December, and we're barely getting to the end of January. What are some of the trends that you've noticed as far as like how the Andrés sound and your fan base has grown? I mean, if we were to go to compare to 2018 to now, is it 100%, 2, 3, 4, 100%?
Oh man.
Are you seeing the fruits?
I think, no, definitely. I think that it's a very steady incline, and that's like what's really like that's what matters to me most is that it's always going up. But
steady trajectory.
Yes, but it's very steady. It's not like I blow up or anything. I have these moments where it seems like, like I'm getting a lot of attention right now, but then that dies down after a while. But then I have another moment like that, and then it dies down. But the great thing about going on tour is you really get to actually see the growth. So,
at the first time you went to Boston, maybe the second time.
Exactly.
I mean, have you been as far as Boston a few times?
Yeah, I've played out there a few times, but like specifically like this last headlining tour I did, like that's like the best way to see how you've grown. Where it's like, I remember I headlined a show in Portland and there was like 20 people, and then I headlined a show in Portland. Now there's like 100 people. So it's like that's how you really see how your fan base is growing, and like places like Seattle, Portland, Arizona. That's just like an example of places that like I used to go there and not that many people would show up. But now when I go there, if I play my own show, there's a lot more people. And to me, that's like the best way to see that things are growing, and just got to keep on doing what you're doing.
Lots of merch.
Yeah.
So do you take a lot of the merch with you, or does the merch that you produce get made? Meet you? Does it get delivered to the venue?
No, I always go through a merch company. They send me all the boxes, and then we bring it with us on tour. Yeah.
Do you ever come back with a lot, or most of the stuff is all gone?
Most of it is gone, yeah, and that's obviously the goal.
Yeah.
And I always order like what I think is going to be like how much we're going to sell kind of thing. But yeah, we started off this last tour with like 12 boxes, and we came back with 3.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah, and it was 5 weeks, so it's just kind of like. I hope that, we lose a lot of these boxes.
Yeah, I know that there was some issues that artists were complaining, which myself as a music fan, because I want to support the artists, but the markup on merch, some places, and it's not the artist's fault, it's the venue's fault. Have you had to deal with that? Like, hey man, like we can't just mark this up, 60%. So I didn't get this merch made, man. I did.
Yeah. I haven't really dealt with that too much. There's a few venues that I play at that they do that, but a lot of the venues I play at, they have like this really good attitude about it, where they're like, no, like you guys keep all your stuff.
That's good.
But
because they don't know if they're going to be able to pay you, that type of thing.
No, like I don't know, like there seems to be
an agreement,
a more positive spin, yeah. But that whole concept where like the venue takes a cut from your merch, it's such a like debatable concept where it's like, well, we're letting you sell your stuff in our space, so of course we should get a cut. But then it's like, yeah, but we're bringing in the people that are buying all your drinks. So like, shouldn't we get a cut from the bar? Like I don't understand how that conversation doesn't go both ways.
How do you keep your health up on tour? I mean, where are you guys eating?
Oh, it's funny. I feel like I'm like healthier on tour because I'm so like on top of it. But I wake up and I take a bunch of vitamins, and I'm drinking like a gallon of water all throughout the day.
Yeah.
And I'm really like calculating how much sleep I'm going to get. And then when I'm not on tour, I'm like not taking vitamins, not drinking water. But yeah, just when I'm on tour, I'm very thoughtful about it.
Yeah.
And try to be as healthy as possible, because getting sick is inevitable. And the extent of how sick you do get is like what you can try to prevent. Because I started this
maintenance.
Yeah. I started this last tour. I had like a cold like the very beginning of the tour. But it was like I could manage it and I played the shows. But then at the very end of the tour, I was like I had a fever, my voice was gone. So I had to skip two of the shows. But it was literally something I was just like I was like shivering, like I couldn't. My voice is just completely gone. It's just like I don't even understand how I'm supposed to perform like this. So
yeah, you got it. Well, you develop your own kind of methods to wellness methods, and part of it I think is it's that mind over matter.
Yeah.
So listen, if there's a placebo effect on something, but it works for me, I got to just keep on doing it.
Yeah.
Because, mind is a strong thing.
It is.
It can help you get better. I'm that same way, man. I'm always, myself as a vocalist, I'm always concerned, like, because, living here in the Central Valley, the sinuses are if you have any sort of sinus issues, the worst place for a vocalist. So Jonathan Davis from Korn is here, and anytime you are around him, you'll notice he is always, kind of like stuffy sounding.
yeah.
That's probably why Korn is always on tour, because this area is so bad for vocalists, man. It's just like everybody's always stuffy.
People tell me that I sound like nasally like all the time. And when I do hear my voice, I'm like, oh, yeah, I do sound nasally. I know. I got really bad allergies. I take like an allergy pill every single day, like no matter what.
I know it's so bad for you, too, but you got to
you
got to figure out something that works, man.
Yeah.
You eat a lot of honey? You do a lot of that stuff?
I used to. I actually found out that honey, it wasn't working for me as well as I thought it was. And maybe it was the type of honey I was getting. But what I really found out is that water is just like the best thing you can do for your voice.
Yeah.
And like I was always like doing honey. And I've met other vocalists that are just like obsessed with honey and tea and stuff. And then I don't remember where I heard this from, but it was from some sort of vocal thing, and they were saying like water. That's the best thing you can do for your voice, and so that's why I try to drink a gallon of water.
Yeah, because you always do want to have some sort of there has to be some sort of a phlegm element to your vocal cords to keep them lubricated. So you don't want them to be all dry.
Yeah, exactly.
You still have to have a little bit of that. I know it sounds gross, but that's the truth. If you're a vocalist, you already know this. You do all your research and all that stuff. But like I said, if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
All right, so touring is doing great. You got your hot spots, everything like that.
Break time. We'll be back. It's the Baco Tunes podcast with Matt Munoz.
If you're injured in an accident, you need a team who knows the law, a team respected by our community and the legal industry, a team with a winning history in Kern County and beyond. Chain Cone Clark, the team you need when it matters most.
Please, hey, stop crying, please. Hey, look, you're 16 years old and you're acting like a baby. Hey, so you got a few zits, huh? Hey, look, everybody gets zits at your age. Hey, look, when I was 16 years old, they called me Pizza Face. Hey, you want to go to a movie? Hey, look, there's a new Cheech and Chong movie. Hey, it's called Cheech and Chong's Next Movie. Yeah, come on, they'll cheer you up. Okay? Shall we go? Okay, let's go. Hey, but listen. Hey, do me a favor, okay? Listen, we wear this bag over your head just until we get inside the theater, okay?
Hold on to your Cheech and kiss your Chong goodbye. It's Cheech and Chong's Next Movie from Universal Pictures. Rated R, under 17, not admitted without parent.
Hi, this is Barry White. Please join me on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, May 8th, 9th, and 10th, for the first fucking thing. Hi, this is Barry White, and Paul Quinn College cordially invites you to a weekend in Texas on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, May 8th, 9th, and 10th. As the shit. All right, fuck this. I'm going to take it up to Concert Love Unlimited Orchestra. That's where I'm going to stop at. So get your tickets now. Hi, this is Barry White, and Paul Quinn College cordially invites your ass to come on down.
I don't know. Back to our show.
Now, how would you classify like the average kind of Andres music fan? Like, you got to have like, there's got to be an Andres head.
Yeah. I think I think my fan base might be like predominantly Latinos that are interested in comic books. that seems to be like most of the enthusiastic people that end up coming up to me.
We're out there representing, man.
Yeah.
You see themselves. I mean, like Latimos, the Latino fan base. I mean, you know, I'm from the 80s, but I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'm aware of what's going on out there. And you see the audiences. It's like, it's cool. And I think that was also one of the things that I noticed right away was that Andres Aparicio, you know, look at the last name. He's Andres wherever he goes. But here, he's Andres Aparicio. And you hear the music. It's just like, you know, you're out there. And a lot of those kids out there see themselves on stage.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's, you know, without getting all, you know, sentido and all that stuff and getting too deep into this, they see themselves on stage.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man, I could do this too. You
Yeah.
know, somebody gets it. He's up there doing his thing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different reasons behind it. I mean, ultimately, I think my fan base is pretty eclectic.
Yeah.
I think there's people of all different.
It's for everybody, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
But I think that from what I've noticed of just like people that love rock music, especially like in this scene, like I remember going to Warped Tour, and maybe it's just because I went to Warped Tour in Fresno and San Diego mostly, or Ventura, is that it really did feel like there was a huge Latino population there. And it kind of, maybe it's just like a California thing. I don't know.
Now we're everywhere, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but that's the thing is, I mean, obviously right here in the Central Valley. And yeah, so I've been to those Warped Tours in Fresno, like on the asphalt, the hottest place. That's how I would always wait till to go to Ventura.
Yeah.
Because they're really nice. Did you go to the very last one? The last go
I
around of the Warped
went
Tour?
to the last go around, the one in Ventura. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Miranda, my wife now, you know, when we met, she was on Crab Radio. So we used to go
Oh.
back in the heydays.
That's awesome.
We used to go, but we went to that. I said, let's go to the last Warped Tour and we'll reminisce.
Yeah.
But it was like, you know, we saw the Used.
Yeah, Taking Back Sunday was
Yeah,
there.
Taking Back Sunday. Kosha Dills, that rap group, which one of the rappers ended up being on Wild and Out. And right now during the Israel and the Gaza conflict, he's really big on social media right now. And I remember I reached out to him. I said, hey, were you at the Warped Tour in Ventura, the last one? He's all, yep, that was me. I remember the Kosha Dills.
Oh, wow. I miss them.
Yeah, but it was like, yeah, you know, I was like, okay, I think Kevin Lyman made the right decision to kind of like, I think it's time for this to go away. But I mean, man, those premium Warped Tour years were the best.
I miss it.
Yeah.
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 Now we have When We Were Young, which is cool because I'm an adult, but like,
nothing tops the Warped Tour, man.
yeah, I mean, the first time I ever went to Warped Tour, I was like 13, and I think the ticket was like $30.
Yeah. Who do you remember seeing back then in those days?
You wouldn't believe me if I told the first Warped Tour I ever went to. I saw Paramore, Coheed and Cambria, Chiodos, Circa Survive, and many more. Seosin, I think, was there, and it's just like that lineup by itself is not a $30 ticket.
Yeah. I think I saw Paramore like 2 or 3 times during those years because they were coming. I mean, I remember what was the one in Fresno? The last one I went to in Fresno was Joan Jett was there.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw the Katy Perry one.
Yeah, I was at the Katy Perry one too. Yeah, that was a great year too.
Yeah. Helmet. I mean, it was like, but one of the best ones when it was kind of at that all-time high, and this kind of like will tell you our differences right here. The bands that you all said falls right into that category. I was like, it was the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. It was Green Day and Weezer.
Wow.
And Long Beach Dub All Stars.
This is in the 90s.
This was at the Arrowhead Pond.
Okay.
So that was Green Day was not doing as much. I remember Green Day was playing on one. Remember when they used to have the big stages side by side?
Yeah.
So Long Beach Dub All Stars were waiting to go on. Green Day wouldn't stop. And I remember the guys from Long Beach Dub All Stars were like flipping off Green Day.
Really?
Because Trey was, he's a drummer, right?
Yeah.
So cool. He was like, they broke down the drum set and they were going to try to light it on fire. Of course, they couldn't.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
It was crazy. And then it was like Flogging Molly's the first time I saw Flogging Molly's.
Wow.
They'd done the Warped Tour for the first time. Jurassic 5.
Wow.
But yeah, and I know Weezer was in there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I did see Weezer when they were not doing anything. The Tragic Kingdom tour, the final Homecoming show, no doubt, at the Pond when they did the music video. Weezer opened the show. But
okay.
Weezer hadn't done that kind of comeback. Nobody cared about the Blue Album, or they knew the Blue Album, but they didn't even know Pinkerton anymore, which is still my favorite.
Yeah.
Are you a Pinkerton or a Blue?
You know what?
Weezer guy?
I'm not like really versed in Weezer, but I know what songs you're talking about, but I'm not like super versed in Weezer. I like them, but yeah.
So you're post-hardcore emo.
Yeah.
Guy. Dashboard in a Dashboard.
I like Dashboard. Yeah.
So what would you say, like, what group it has the most kind of influence sonically? I mean, you are your own artist, but I can hear the era that you're from, and especially all the artists that you said.
Yeah.
Where would you say you're kind of most closely related to musically?
I mean, like the first few bands that I really fell in love with was Blink-182 and My Chemical Romance and Taking Back Sunday, The Used. And from there, it was just kind of everything that came out of that.
Yeah, and you're a very melodic singer. Like it's not like you're like a post-hardcore. Like there's going to be that screamo element.
Yeah,
there's not. I'm not waiting for the first or second screamer to come in behind your voice. You know how to sing.
Yeah,
and you got range. You can go high. You do a little falsetto here and there. Where does that come from, man? You're a bass player.
Yeah,
you started out as a bass player. Where'd that come from?
I think maybe. I was always a really big Drake fan, especially when he first came out. And the thing about Drake is that he is not like the most impressive singer, but his melodies are always really great. And his melodies are feel like a really important instrument in the song by itself. And I think I always really gravitated towards that. And 'cause I know a lot of people, they know Drake for like his rap songs or like his commercial songs, but if you really listen to his albums, he's got like a lot of R&B songs on his albums where he's just singing the whole time.
Yeah.
And his melodies are all over the place. And I think I was always really influenced by that. And then just kind of like when I started singing more, I started listening to other singers and realizing what I like about them or little like techniques that they're using. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I think probably Drake. Like Drake is like my biggest inspiration for as far as like the melodies and the way I sing and stuff.
Wow, man. Nice. nice. That's cool. No, it's great to know. I love it. The fact that you listen to a lot of different types of music, not just one, but you didn't just listen to rock or pop punk and all that stuff. Well, let's play a couple songs right now.
Okay.
Let's play something off of Sonny Torres and the Multiverse of Sadness. What song should we play?
I think Three Maves seems to be the one that everyone really likes. It's kind of a long song though. I don't know if it's like 5 minutes. Or is that too long?
No. Hey, this is my show. I'll play what I want. What's the name of the song?
Three Maves.
This is Three Maves right here by Andrés Aparicio off his new album Sonny Torres and the Multiverse of Sadness.
She not over her ex and she don't wanna know me. And it's kinda discouraging. Dating in my late 20s has been kind of rocky. But girl, you ain't the only one. I met this girl last night. I'm not gonna fuck this one up. And she got her pronouns of BLMA cap displayed in her bio. I found that shit kinda peculiar. So last night I asked her at dinner, like, what about black cops?
What about
No,
them?
like, do you condemn them for having that job, or does their life still matter to you?
You conservative asshole.
Oh, wait, I was just asking a question.
Well, you should and have asked
And she
it.
got up and left. Was that my fault? I'm not sure what it would be. Some roads are sold, some hard, some cold. Was that my fault? I'm not sure what it would be. Some roads are sold, some hard, some cold. Pretty little mommy, dad owns a business, mommy's a teacher, she seems really pleasant. That's why I'm confused, why her truck had a sticker that said, come and take it. but girl, I'm about to find out. She said to me, could we first get something real quick to eat? So I suggested this new vegan spot up the street. They require a proof of vaccine. She said,
I never got the vaccine and I don't. You fake me? Are you some sort of liberal pussy?
I'm not sure what that has to do with the chicken and waffles. Girl, trust me, the stuff really isn't that awful.
It sucks cause I thought you were cute, but my parents would never approve.
And she got was that my fault? I'm not sure what it might have been. Some roads are sold, some hot, some cold. Was that my fault? I'm not sure what it might have been. Some roads are sold, some hot, some cold. I met the shawty at the club last night. It was emo night on a Tuesday. We had a back and forth, a battle of the bands that they never play. These we would wish they would. Somehow we got to talking about how much we hate all the ads they got on YouTube these days. She put a drink down and grabbed my hand. I'm feeling out to listen. And now we're dancing. Nothing dirty, just innocent. And she asked me,
Hey, what month were you born in?
I said September.
Oh, you Virgo piece of shit.
I said I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry too. I quit you assholes last year.
And I'm not sure I follow you.
It's called astrology. We're far from compatible.
And that just might be the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
That's it, I'm leaving.
We used to go to every after school event just to sit in the bleachers and hold hands. We used to go to every movie and that ever know whatever the fuck they were about. We used to spend our days just walking in the mall and buy nothing. And somewhere down the line, I swear to God, we all became monsters, cause we never get along. I just might be destined to grow old and lonely. You just might be destined for bad jobs and bills and bad husbands. Was that my fault? Maybe you're insufferable, or maybe I could be more humble.
Okay, that was Three Mabes off of Sunny Tours and the Multiverse of Sadness by Andrés Aparicio, the full length.
Hey.
Yeah. And now you can go on all the streaming platforms. You get that song. You can get the album, all his other stuff. I recommend you just download all this stuff. And if you go on Bandcamp, donate to the fund. Contribute to the fund. We need it. Let's play another tune. What else
Okay.
should we play off of Sunny Tours?
Maybe My High School Reunion.
All right, here's My High School Reunion off of Sunny Tours and the Multiverse of Sadness by Andrés Aparicio.
Hey.
And I wanted to hear this for the one time. Can we please give it up for the Stockdale High School class of 2012?
Gotta take time away from touring. Gonna make sure I make the reunion. When I'm by the purple suit, the day of. Trying to avoid talk of my income. Lauren Wines became a doctor. I took shots with Todd and Sonny. Charles gave a real nice speech, and I still have a crush on me. I'm so fucking glad we're still friends. We should meet again in 10 more years. I'm so just bought a home. One time I drove a coked out stripper to the hospital, and we all reminisce on when we were all kids. Why did we all insist on wearing boxers to pee? Andrew Wood became a nurse, and I took shots with Nick and Nobby. Karaoke with Holiday. I still have a crush on Nadia. I'm so fucking glad we're still friends. We should meet again in 10 more years. I'm so fucking glad we're still friends. We don't gotta wait for 10 more years. I was insecure for 10 years, and my friends would judge me for not getting my degree in something. But turns out they just support me. People often ask me how exactly is it that I find a sense of pride in my hometown. My honest answer is just look around.
Sometimes confused that the opposite of success is failure. That's not true. Failure is a component. Just merely trying, that is success.
I'm so fucking glad we're still friends. We should meet again in 10 more years. I'm so fucking glad we're still friends. We don't gotta wait for 10 more years. I'm so fucking glad we're still friends. We should meet again in 10 more years. I'm so fucking glad we're still friends. We don't gotta wait for 10 more years.
All right, that was My High School Reunion by Andrés off of Sunny Tours and the Multiverse of Sadness, available on all streaming platforms. You know what? I want to go all the way back just a little bit. I want to play the first song that kind of had a big impact on me and put Andrés on the map, put him on my radar. This is Self-Aware off of Heroes, Villains, and All That Jazz from 2018. Sounds so fresh. Here we go.
I offer my music to all of these labels. I offer my heart up to all of these models. And I got rejected by both, but you still see me up on stage. Yeah, so come with me. I just might have the cure for your passion. I know you're lacking inspiration, but that ass needs smacking. And there's a billion boys and a billion girls and a billion songs I think we're wasting. It's like a dentist in Seattle. All my antics hard to handle. Unfortunately, the money I should spend on you, I spent it at the strip club. Congratulations, you're self-aware, and you still idolizing dollar sign bitches. Congratulations, you're self-aware, and yet you act against your own self-interest. I told your mama that she caressed this shirt, her girl's in good hands, and your mama just smoked a cigarette and said you're the man. What's the plan? Cause I know that you got arrested last week, but my daughter just showed me your new shit, and I think it's real neat. So if you really wanna make a name for yourself, I would suggest that you handle your alcohol before you kill yourself. Don't underestimate the influence that pussy power has on you, boy. You must be listening. Don't underestimate the influence. Don't be out here wasting your time on bad bitches kissing them. Congratulations, you're self-aware, and you still idolizing dollar sign bitches. Congratulations, you're self-aware, and yet you act against your own self-interest. Congratulations, you're self-aware. You drive a wedding reckless after the party. Congratulations, you're self-aware. You're 23, man. Why you at a high school party? Sing this shit with me. Let's get emo real quick. But you never came. It's funny 'cause I've been more out of control than I've ever been in my whole life. And sometimes I wonder if I would give all that shit up if you'd be by my side. It's funny 'cause I could assume why you stopped talking to me and started a fight. It's funny how congratulations. Congratulations, yeah, you fucked it up, and I believe there's a pretty Christian girl who likes you down the street, and she's making cake for you without milk and eggs. You can be with them, but she likes when it goes instead. Congratulations, yeah, your mommy bailed you out of jail. Honestly, you never even seen a glimpse of hell. Cousin mommy and daddy supported you with one cent a wallet, and she spent all their money on your truck and wallet. Congratulations, you're self-aware. Congratulations, you're self-aware. Hey, congratulations, you're self-aware. Congratulations, you're self-aware. H-Town! Y'all are the best. I'm Andres. I'll be at the merch table all night. What's up?
All right, that was Self-Aware by Andrés off of Heroes, Villains, and All That Jazz. Man, just great music, bro.
Thank you.
I'm going to keep giving you your flowers, man.
Appreciate
I'm so
it.
glad that you were able to stop by here. All right, so the year is fresh. You got all this music. Do you have more songs in the queue? I just got to ask that.
Yeah, actually, I'm working in the studio again this month, and I'm gonna try to release like an EP at some point this year.
Do you ever have one of those kind of left field ideas like, I think I'm going to do a country album? Nah, you won't go that far?
I wouldn't do like a whole album, but I do have some weird ideas sometimes where I was like, I want to do a song that we do something weird on it kind of thing. I want to do a whole project, but like one song or like a moment in a song, definitely.
Yeah. What about, your eye and your talent in the video multimedia world it's so good, man. You ever think about getting into the movie industry, films? You had any kind of brushes in that because of the work in the music video?
Not necessarily, but I definitely would love to do something in that world someday. I think that ultimately I kind of live life through there's this character in the show Parks and Rec, and his name is Ron Swanson, and he has a saying where he says, never half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing. So I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of very much of that mindset where it's like, I'm really into this music thing, so I got to whole-ass it, you know?
Yeah, man, you got to go all the way. So when is it? You have another tour coming up? When's the tour kick off?
Yeah, I'm doing a tour in May, opening up for the band called Dead Poet Society.
Oh.
And it's from May 7th to June 1st. But I'm doing a show in Fresno on May 4th, so technically that's like the first show.
Pre-Cinco de Mayo kickoff with Andres.
Yeah, May 4th in Fresno, and then the first.
Where at in Fresno?
I think it's the Tioga Brewing.
Oh, Tioga Brewing? Yeah. They do a lot of great shows.
I've
over
never been there before, but I've seen a lot of great shows there, so I'm actually really excited to play there.
Yeah, lots of space. You get a lot of moshers over at your show?
Yeah.
You got that mosh pit thing going on?
I do, yeah. I encourage it greatly. Yeah. I think it's fun.
Yeah. Lots of girls moshing?
Yeah, actually, there are quite a few girls moshing.
Yeah, where'd you think I was going with that?
Yeah. I was like, what do I say? You know, there's this venue I play at in Houston where I always, like, anytime I'm there, I always notice that there are quite a bit of girls moshing there, so...
That's cool, man.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Mosh pits should be a safe space for everybody.
It's fun. Yeah.
I know. You don't need none of that jock mentality.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it, man. You watch some of his videos, go to his YouTube, follow him on all his socials. What are your socials, by the way?
My socials are all Andres A Música. So, like, breaking it down, it's Andres A for my last name, Aparicio, and then Música.
I'll be hyperlinking Andres's links and all the Baco Tunes podcast episode socials. Yeah, man. So, touring, you got more music videos coming out?
Yep. Gonna do some videos next month. Try to release them before the tour so I can help promote the tour. So,
well, speaking of the Sunny Tours and Multiverse of Sadness, that whole concept, do you think, what about like an entire video album dedicated to...
I would love to do something like that. No, I genuinely would. Yeah. Some of the videos that I want to do for some of the songs are definitely going to feel like they're really injected into the story. But like I would love to do something like that. Like, and maybe I will eventually with the right budget. It's definitely like a high budget project.
Yeah. Well, since you are so independent, I mean, have you had any brushes with any kind of like people in the industry or anything like that?
Yeah, I have. But it hasn't been anything that I think is worth
pursuing.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the thing about it is that you're so independent and you're so kind of self-sustaining. Like, you know, I think that's what makes you so appealing to go on tour with other bands. If there's big names, I mean, bigger names. Like, you should be on when we were young.
I know. I'd love to. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. So, hey, listeners out there, Golden Voice, everything like that. I got some friends that work in Golden Voice. Why don't you have Andres? You should have. I'm going to be tagging you by the time this podcast comes out. By the time this show comes out, I'm going to be tagging all my friends who work at Golden Voice and all that stuff.
Hey.
I mean, you should be at Lightning in a Bottle. You should be at Coachella.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why not?
I mean, it's all very political. A lot. I mean, even the tours that I get, I have some sort of political advantage with my booking agent, and that's just kind of the way the whole thing works. It's who's your manager, what label are you on, and then. So I understand that to a degree, but I think there does come a point where you do make yourself such an asset to where people are going to stop caring who's your manager, who's your label, and they are just going to want you on their show because they think that you're going to help sell tickets.
Yeah. Well,
so I would hope to like just continue to get there on my own kind of thing.
Yeah. You're not beholden to nobody but yourself, you know. It's just like, hey, I got this. So everybody continue to support Andres and his new music and all the stuff that you got a lot of catching up to do. If you become a new fan through Sunny Tours and the Multiverse of Sadness, trust me, you're going to want to go back. And Andres is one of those artists where he's a fan's artist. Andres is one of those artists where you become a fan, you're going to want to just kind of latch onto him and be not a goon, maybe a goon, become a goon, part of the cult fan base, but you should just support him. When are you going to perform in Bakersfield again?
Definitely at some point this year. I'm sure you know Ruben.
Yeah, Ruben from Numbskull.
Yeah,
because you did Fest, and I had Ruben on. I know I'm going to have him on again if he does the Fest. I think he is.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, so he's also a good friend of mine, and I'm definitely trying to maybe just do Bakersfield once a year and have that be Fest. So we're gonna do Fest this year.
You should tell him to get a From Ritual to Romance reunion.
Oh,
I told him.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I said you should do it, man.
I actually just ran into one of the guys in that band like a few days ago. I don't know if you remember Macario.
Yeah, is he in Vegas?
He's in Vegas. Yeah.
So you were in Vegas?
No, I ran into in a show in Anaheim. He was doing front of house. So
really,
he's a sound guy now. Like he does very well. He's always on tour. And he's a great guy.
Yeah, remember when they did the Monster Energy? Was it the Monster Energy thing? I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah,
man.
It was the Taste of Chaos.
Taste of Chaos.
Yeah, they were doing it.
Yeah. I was like, man, you got to get that screaming on, Ruben.
Yeah.
On Ruben. You can even wear your suit now.
Yeah,
since
I know.
You're Mr. Suit. No, he's a great guy, man.
He's the best.
We had a blast. I can't wait to talk to him again. You know, we keep in touch with everything that's going on. All right, do you have any shout-outs, man?
Yeah, shout-outs to everyone who's listening and supporting the album. I guess shout-out to Dead Poet Society for taking me out on tour. And shout-out to all the people that worked on my album. I had a few features that were pretty cool. I had the singer of a band called Sweet Pill sang on a song, so shout-out to them. And the singer of a band called The Home Team sang on one of the songs, so shout-out to The Home Team. And Limbo, Vanessa, and I think that's it. Anthony, Justin, my guys, shout out to them. Yeah.
Last question. I know you've been waiting for this. Any chance of a Terra Live reunion show?
A Terra Live reunion show would pretty much look like just the same band that would be playing for Andres, just playing Terra Live songs.
Because let me just ask you about that, because I've never really kind of addressed that with you, other than, you were in Terra Live and you kind of giggle. Yeah, that was what I used to do. Was that kind of like the same thing? Did you write all those songs? It was like Andres?
Terra Live was definitely a more collaborative project with various friends of mine. So I always had different people come in the band, and it was definitely more collaborative. But I'm just saying, like, if I were to ever do something like that now, I would probably just maybe play a Terra Live song, like maybe if we're in Bakersfield or something.
Yeah.
But there was just like so many people in and out of that band when I was in high school and a little bit after high school. Just a bunch of different friends of mine, and we were always just sitting in a room together writing. those songs. So
Yeah. You ever go back and listen to them, or are you kind of like,
I do. Yeah, I think there was a lot of great ideas there.
It is really cool to go back and look at that, because there was a time in the Bakersfield music scene where there was so many kind of like standout personalities, and Andres with Terra Live was one of those. As I do remember that, like I said, when I rediscovered him through his album in 2018, I was like, wow, well, he's not a kid anymore, but that's the same guy I remember from Terra Live. And I was like, man, this guy's got a lot of energy. And he kind of had like a really big personality. So just kudos to you, man, for continuing this. All right, I want to thank my friend Andres Aparicio, to all his friends, for being on the Baco Tunes podcast. Don't forget to go to Spotify, Apple, Bandcamp, Pandora, Deezer.
Whoa.
All of them.
Whoa.
All of them. Let's go deep, man.
Deezer.
iHeart, all of them. And find his music. Go to youtube.com and find his music videos. Put in the search for Andres Aparicio. Find him live. If you're listening to this podcast in Boston, put in a request for your favorite venue. Bring Andres back. Get a petition going. You and all the goons. You and all the Boston goons. Right? Let's get a petition going. Let's take them all the way to Maine.
Yeah.
We'll play at Mystic Pizza.
Is that like Jerry's Pizza?
That's a deep dive 80s film.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's way up there.
Okay.
Anyway, hey man, just congratulations on the new album, Sunny Tours, The Multiverse of Sadness, and continued success, my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Matt.
The Baco Tunes podcast with Matt Munoz. New episodes every week. And for the latest, be sure to follow us at Baco Tunes on Instagram. That's BAKOTUNES. And be sure to like us, rate us, comment at us, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back next time.
Hey, Baco Tunes podcast listeners, since you came to your senses and stayed till the very end, here's one from the Andres Music Vault and his former band Terra Alive. This is Sunday School. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to catch Andres live on the road sometime this year.
Of your boyfriends, I should have been there after all of your one-night stands. Dressed in black with that dude's neck in my right hand, a neuralizer in my left so he will forget what you look like naked. That was always only for me to know. From the moment you were born, I swear you were always only for me to know. If only me and you had stayed in Sunday school, I might have had a chance to be your only fool. I gotta spend less time on the internet, less time listening to the ignorant trap shit that they play at the suburban middle class parties that I spend too much time in. Now I need to be sober, I need that promiscuous shit to be over. I need you to know I'm the mess of tell of the ways that they'll never come over. Myself all alone, maybe I could come over later. If you find yourself all alone, maybe I could come over later. Are tingling. They say that you are being a little illogical, a little illogical. I'll take you out to Los Osos at the Montaña de Oro. I'll park up out in the forest where you can smell all the flores. If you need a change, I'll look the other way, and the next day will be fine, 'cause you know I'll say, if you find yourself all alone, maybe I could come over later. If you find yourself all alone, maybe I could come over later. She said, don't think you're right about about this moment. I said, don't take a picture of this moment. She said, don't think you're right about this moment. I said, don't take a picture of this moment. Cause if it's real, it'll last longer than the attention you get on the internet. If it's real, it'll last longer than the attention you get on the internet. If you ever find yourself all alone, we don't ever have to make shit complicated. I'll be over.